In this video, we're going to create a new user and we're going to use that user for remote access VPN using OpenVPN. We first need to generate our certificates. We've done that in the previous video, so make sure you've done that first. You can see here that we've created a server type certificate. OpenVPN needs that. So if we go to System, User Manager, create a new user, VPN user 1. This tick box here is only available once you've created a server type certificate. We'll give it a name. We select our certificate authority and we click on Save. Now we can go over to VPN, OpenVPN. We can use the wizard. We're going to use the local user access database, or we could use LDAP or Radius if we had already configured that. Click on Next, select our certificate authority, then Next, select our certificate. We've created these earlier. Next. We want it to be available on the WAN interface. We use UDP port 1194, remote access VPN. We can skip all the way down to the tunnel. We will create one that is not in use anywhere else. 192.172.16.7.0/24. The local network that this remote access VPN will have access to. If there were multiple, we could use a comma-separated list. The maximum number of concurrent connections, leave it blank. There's no need unless you specifically want to set a maximum. We can set these options for DNS, for the default gateway and so on, but by default, they are the pfSense, so it just works. You don't need to make any changes, but of course you can specify different internal or even external DNS service for the remote clients to use. On save, we want to enable the firewall rules already, and we want to allow traffic through the VPN. And we are finished. So we can see that we can't export any packages for distribution, but we do need to do that. So what we can do is go to Package Manager, Available Packages, OpenVPN, the Export Wizard, click Install. Now, like I was saying, this allows us to generate a package that we can give to VPN user 1 or however many users there are, each their own, and they can then use that to install on their computer and then gain access to the remote VPN. Okay, it's finished. So we can now go back to VPN, OpenVPN, and now we get the export function. So we click on that, we can see that we've only got one VPN server configured for remote access, so that's the one that's available. We need to specify an IP address for the remote client to connect to. So we can, if we're behind NAT, we need to specify other. So we can say it is, let's say 45.45.45.45, something that's, a real address for you that is what vpn.example.com points to, because that will be defined in the configuration of the OpenVPN client when it's installed. So for this example, though, it will be 192.168.10.2, which is the public side of this router. We've got a certificate. We can block our outside DNS, so clients must go to this pfSense to do its DNS resolution, or at least down the VPN. And we can hit save as default. Now, if we go back down to the bottom here, you can see VPN user 1 is here, and we can download any one of these packages, depending on which one's appropriate for us, and then distribute it to the users. So for example, if they're using a Mac, the viscosity bundle is what we would give to them. So we just click on it, download it, and then provide it to the end user in any way that you choose. For Windows 10, you can use, or later, you can use the current version. So if you download that, that's actually an installable file, and it will appear in the system tray. They can just click on the icon, click on connect, enter their username and password, and then they'll be able to connect to the VPN. There is also an unattended installer, so the silent installer. If you click on that, when the user installs it, they won't be asked any questions. It will be just installed for them, and it will be very easy for them. So I hope that's been useful. Thank you very much for watching.